of people now will talk to Emmy and I, and they say, "Look, you guys are doing pretty okay now, but how did you guys begin?" And we tell a famous story, and every now and then it comes up in our photo memories of the first listing that Emmy and I had, and it was a property over in Papakura here, and basically the vendor was willing to give us a listing. It was an investment property for him. The tenants had only just moved out. He had no keys to the property, but we knew that the ranch slider lock was broken. So we knew that we could get into the property from that door. It was gated and all that. So um, they weren't going to pay any marketing. So again, we had to come up with I can't remember what it was. Whatever, a couple $1,000s to pay for the marketing, to advertise it on Trade Me and One Roof and photos and all the rest of it. And so we managed to scrape together just enough money that we had as we just started in real estate to get this property onto the market. And it was kind of like, well, we have to sell it now. We didn't have enough money for any signboards or anything like that. So literally in the office, we'd got the open home signs that you probably see on every street corner with the open home and then the photo of the agent and the phone number. And we just found some stickers in the office that said for sale. And we put that over the open home part of that sign and just stapled them onto the fence. And so every time that we did an open home or viewing at this property, I had to jump over the fence to then open the gate to then let Emmy in, so then we could walk up to the ranch slider that we knew was broken, open that, and then open all the doors and windows so then let people into the property. So, um, I mean, it was an experience, man. We look at it and we laugh now so much of how we began in real estate with no money. Just one vendor happened to take a chance on us, but we really had to take a risk ourselves and say, okay, well, we don't have a lot of money, but let's put what we do have into marketing this property. Hopefully, we'll do a fantastic job and we'll sell the property, and then we'll actually get some money to then pay back what we invested into their property. Which thankfully we did actually end up selling that property. But when we see those photos come up in our memories of standing outside this property with this open home, like looking back now, it looks terrible. Like this sticker is not even put on nice over these little, we call them directionals, all stuck onto the fence there. I'm pretty sure it's not even straight on the fence. We had to borrow another agent's gun staple just to staple this little sign on the fence there. But it's where we started. It was our first listing, and then from there we were able to get more and more and more. But it's just so funny, and seeing the photos of how young we feel like we look in these photos outside the property. So it's one thing that keeps us really, really humble, where we remember another crazy story which you will not believe that me and Emmy have had happen to us. So if you know me and Emmy, a big thing about what we do is we drop a lot of letters in our local area, letting people know what's happening around them, listed, just sold, all those kind of things. So a lot of our daily routine is part of going out to the community, dropping letters. And this one day we had parked our car in a particular area, and we'd both hopped out of the car, obviously with our respective, half letters. One's gone one way, I've gone the other way. We're dropping off our letters, and I finished my letters, and I'd come back to where the car was, and it wasn't there. So I thought, oh, okay, well, obviously, Emmy's finished his letters, and he's jumped in the car, and he's driving around trying to find me. So I texted Emmy and said, hey, I'm back where the car was. Feel free to come and get me, like now. No response. So I waited around a little bit longer, tried to call him. Phone was straight onto the, I'll call you back kind of thing. Come to find out, he comes driving down the road and he said, someone stole my car. What do you mean someone stole your car? You just pulled up in your car. And then he says to me that he got back to where the car was and the car was gone. And he panicked, obviously, because his car was not where we had parked it. And just by coincidence, the local police officer was coming down the road. And we know the local police officers here in our area. And they pulled over to have a chat. And he said, hey, look, my car was here. Now it's not. Like, what's happened? And this police officer said, jump in the back. They radioed out to everyone else in the area to say, hey, look, here's the description of the car, the number plate. keep an eye out for it. And they did a quick loop of the sort of, I don't know, maybe 500-meter area. And anyway, like maybe 6, 7 streets over, the car was parked, mounted up on the curb, all the windows down. It was just sitting there. And it wasn't where we left it. Because I know what you're thinking. We didn't actually leave it there. It was left where we actually left it from, not where it is now. And they got to the car, checked his keys were in Emmy's pockets. But someone had got in the car, taken it for a joyride, parked it, and ditched it. So anyway, Emmy dropped off by the police officer. They checked over the car. There was no damage to the car, thankfully. But he jumped back in, came and picked me up. Just such a strange thing. We never found out if anyone took the car or anything like that. Obviously, they're taking it, but we never found out what the go was with that. But such a strange thing, such a confusing thing. It's like, you know for a fact you parked the car here, and now it's all the way, who knows where. Crazy.